Good evening. You're listening live to the Extreme Movie Show. I'm your host, Rob, broadcasting to you from the Pine Hills Palace just west of
Good
Orlando, Florida.
afternoon, you mean?
I always say good evening. That's the
You
whole.
know,
That's the joke, right? It's good to see you again, RDB from the Great Midwest. I'm glad that you're joining me here on this fine evening where it's 72 degrees out and sunny here in Central Florida.
actually,
Yeah, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going live to cover
it's
from Tulsa King
64.
Tuesdays. Well, it's warm where you're at, but down here in Florida, Um, Season 3, Episode 8, Tulsa King, aka Nothing is Over, the title, because that's a ripoff of Rocky. And I'm going to be honest with you, RDV, I'm not going to sail out right now. All I'm going to sit there and say for my initial take on the show is as much as I've enjoyed slightly more the adult nature of this season, last episode was I think
So,
this is probably the worst episode. It does absolutely nothing for me.
so it's funny you say that because Stallone wrote part of this episode,
Is that right?
and I think it's better than the previous episode. And I think that's why, because Stallone actually had a part of them writing in this.
Here's how I'll describe it for me. It doesn't feel like Tulsa King. It's a solid episode as far as what's going on. Maybe that's why I do enjoy that. And I've said that about this season, right? We've talked Stallone's involvement in it, but it doesn't feel like Tulsa King. It feels like it's a different show. I don't know how to explain it, but as we talk about some of the scenes, I'll try to fill that in.
Yeah, to me, it does what I wanted to do. Advances the plot.
It does do that.
It did not feel like a filler episode. It finally addresses some questions I had with this. It does leave a character out part of this, and so I guess we'll just jump right into it. I guess this episode was pretty much I'm trying to think how it started off. I think it was Dwight gets a phone call from the terrace guy, the clock builder, watch maker, whatever, and he wants, he's like, okay, I'm gonna set the bomb order. Let's do the deal. And Stallone ends up and is like, no, we're gonna go here, and it's okay and stuff. And but before that though, so before Stallone even goes to meet him and stuff, because he's supposed to because the guy decides to betray Stallone and goes to Dunmire instead. Dunmire just got let out of prison, and it's raining, which I literally loved for the scene. It's kind of like it adds more atmosphere whenever it's raining outside. Someone gets out and he's pissed off. He's like, he gets there, his son's there, his name's Cole. I can't remember. Cole, yeah. And picks him up, and they go home, and they all get their guns out. They're like, "Who is this?" It's the terrorist guy, and he sits down and tells Dunmire, he's like, I was sent here to kill you. He's like, what do you mean you're sent here? Like, I was supposed to know, by who sent you? Dwight Manfredi. He's like, but I had to change of heart, because I can't deal with a man I don't trust. Something is not right about him, And so he ends up talking to Dunmire, and Cole hears this, and he's later. So meanwhile, cross into, I think it must be in I think they're in Georgia, because it looks like the Flatiron building, I think, because the one is in New York. But I know Atlanta has one. But
I see what you mean. You're trying to identify by the landmark. Yeah.
That building, it's apartment, above, and then it goes. They're gonna have basically a giant party thrown for a campaign party for Cal Thresher, and so what's her name is there too? Dana Delay's character. She is there with him. Yapping up a bunch of people are going to donate stuff to him. Basically supporters. So, and she's basically everybody puts their phones aside when you come in, because they don't want anybody interrupted. It's rude. Everybody has their phones on sound there. This basket, so no one can get a hold of them after this point. And so later on in the episode, we kind of do hear Dunmire talking, and mentioning something to his son, was out here and talks to him, and he's like, the world, or the Lord works in mysterious ways. He's provided this, all my enemies will be taken out in one sweep, and he has no idea what that means. But this is the turning point where we have Cole has a change of heart and ends up showing up at the weed shop. Remember the weed shop? higher place.
I think
We haven't seen that since the season 2. I don't
We've
think
seen the insides briefly for a split second here and there, and that's it.
So so it was nice to see they brought back the shop. Remember, hey, we do have a weed shop here because that's where Tyson and Stallone's daughter, the one that based in the show, the one who has a thing for Cole, and she doesn't want anything to do with him at first, but he ends up talking to her and telling her, hey, something's going on. My dad said he's gonna kill a bunch of people once. Something about a hotel and stuff. So she ends up listening to Tyson, and Tyson ends up calling Dwight. Dwight, along with Mitch and Bigfoot and Goody, basically have their own thing going on in this thing going on, and that involves Kevin Pollock's character, the FBI guy, because they're going to go have the meeting, sit down at this warehouse, and Dwight's supposed to show up. He shows up. And Kevin Pollock's like, hey, I want you to wear this wire piece, so I can hear you, everything, because we do the book. And the guy's like, Dwight's like, why don't we just shoot him, get rid of him, this guy doesn't deserve it. Obviously, you have history with this guy. It's finally revealed that this guy, the terrorist, killed Kevin, the FBI guy agent's partner, and that's why they're going after this guy. It's very personal.
Hey, I never saw that coming.
Yeah, I know, right? So Dwight goes in there, drives in that, goes in there because they drove up with Kevin Pollock in the truck, or the SUV, whatever. And Kevin Pollock goes inside the truck, and Dwight gets up there. He pulls up to the warehouse. Before he opens the door, he just throws the mic piece on the ground. Goes in there. The guy's like, oh, he said it's a little tabletop, and then he pulls the gun. He's like, Mr. Manfredi, I don't trust you. And he's like, well, it's good. I don't trust you either. And you see Bigfoot, Goody, and Mitch come out. Both have guns around. He's like, oh, the double cross. I did not see this. And I was thinking, well, what do how could you not see this? It's but yeah. So they end up taking.
How could you not?
Yeah. So they end up taking this guy, this idiot of a terrorist, over to the was it the Montgomery? I guess is the name of the people. The Montauk. Yeah, Montauk. They go back to where the cemetery and stuff are, and they have a nice room set up for him. He's kind of tied up a chair, and they're all wearing the white suits. They're all wearing the American Psycho, jumpsuits. And they basically is like, he's like,
I'll give Stallone credit.
Yeah,
he loves to give a guy a good beating the old school way.
He was, and they said and I love it as they're beating up the guy. He's like, what can I say to you? It'll let me go. He's like, nothing. It's nothing. You're gonna talk. You're gonna tell me everything. He's like, he's like, and of course they get a recording of this, and Stallone at this point, had no idea what was going on with Margaret and Cal Thrasher, even the bomb that the guy we saw earlier.
Because they're going to one of those parties where when you go there, they're not going to allow you to take any video and all that. You have to seal up your cell phone in a bag when you check your coat and enter. That's a part of it. So that's a nice touch that they showed you that early on, because later on when things happen, you see all the lights flashing on the cell phones and the bags, but nobody can hear them.
So this point, Kevin Pollock's like he's still on the van. It's like 30 minutes. He's like, what the fuck's taking so long? They go in there. He's like, son of a bitch, and eventually he gets a phone call. Dwight gets a phone call from Tyson, after he clicked on information. And I love the pin comes back into place. The American pin, the one he bought from the terrorists.
Yes. He
just punches him in a. I thought it was in his guy's eye, but it's in his cheek. It's hard to tell, but he punches in the guy's face, and he's like, and when they get the phone call from Tyson saying, "Hey, there's something going on, something about a bomb," and and they're like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, and Dwight's like, "What time did the fucking bomb go off?" At 10 o'clock, and they got 15 minutes. They get to this place. So they throw him in. He's all bitter, breeze. They tie him up, he zip tied hands, legs up, puts him in the tomb with this skeleton guy, and then they close it. And you hear him scream, "Ah!" He's a little bitch.
You know where that comes from in classic literature, right? Since we've been talking about that with Frankenstein and other stuff lately.
Yeah.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought it was like, well, I just thought about in real life. That is fucking nerve wracking. I don't want to see no fucking skeleton. Ugh, because gross disease. I'm a germphobe when it comes to that stuff. But yeah. So
choking on the bone dust.
They let them in there, and they pushed it inside, and they closed like the tomb thing. Put the tomb stone in front of the thing, so he's in there trapped, and he can't get out. But maybe he will somehow. Who knows? But he calls. Dwight ends up calling the FBI agent and tell him, hey. So and so, your cherished buddy. He's like, hey, he's like, where the fuck are you, Dwight? He's like, don't worry, so we're safe. Right now there's a bomb at the hotel. A bunch of people, and you get them out of there. So he's like, and so everybody rushes over there. It's an intense scene. On the car, the FBI cars are going over there. All the phones are lighting up. They show the close-up zooms out of the phone, and they're trying to like alert everybody. They do manage to get everybody in there, and Mitch is the last one. I'm clearing out. He's like, come on, people, get the fuck out. I love the way he's like, get the fuck out of here. No dilly-dallying. There's a fucking bomb. Move. Evacuate. And they all
get out. Ejaculate?
Yes, I said ejaculate. That's what I said. Dwight's like,
evacuate. Oh, okay. I misheard you. I apologize.
Dwight said ejaculate because I can't do it anymore. I'm 80. No, but yeah, they get everybody out there, and the last 10, Dwight, Mitch is the last one in there, and he's making sure everybody got out. And as he's going out there, the bomb exploded. He's got the door, and he got thrown. So he's out, and I'm like, oh shit! Like, if they take it to Mitch's character, and we still have no idea where the hell Clea is, or Cleo, the daughter.
No,
like, we haven't seen her the last episode. We didn't see her this episode. There's no mention, but we did get something though. Dwight and on the way to the meet with the terrorists there, Dwight was riding with Ken Plug. He's like, I want fucking Bill out, and he's like, he's like, can't nothing to do about that, it's like, I wanted him gone because he would have caused interference, so I got him out of there. And so now that Dwight's got the upper hand though, with the information leverage, now he can fucking control the FBI guy.
Yeah, I think the one consistent thing that he's done in all seasons is he's got leverage. He sees where the leverage needs to come from, and that's kind of like his ace in the hole, because you got to have it, right? Brute force itself is not enough, especially when you have a small, inexperienced crew. I think the whole thing with Cole could have been better, because like I say, it's like, Cole, I get you're the punching bag. Those arms say you're not no joke, but you look like you're going to cry and your lips trembling every time Daddy's shitting on you. And I like Robert Patrick, but there's just something wrong about him the past few episodes as far as how they're doing it. I just don't get it unless there's something in these last couple episodes. It just feels like he's going down a certain path, and all of a sudden we're on a different trip. I'm missing it.
Are just not into that character. Honestly, I think
I thought he was great early on.
I'm not gonna count him out, because he was great early on. He's been a better, more dangerous villain than Cal Thresher was. Cal Thresher had somebody else do his work for him, and he could argue, say that Cole has been his lackey, but Cole betrayed him. So is he going to kill his own son? Because he had no idea that the bomb didn't go, or the bomb went off, but he has no idea at that point in the episode that no one died,
Right.
So
it's cool that like
we're looking at the next episode. He might just shoot his own son. If they go that route.
That would be kind of badass, because he hasn't.
Here's the thing. Here's why I think they're not going to do it though, because this is a lighthearted thing. I feel like they won't go that route. That'd be too dark for the show. Yeah,
because you can't make any bad guy bad.
No.
He just says a lot of stuff in an angry tone of voice. No matter which character we're talking about, out of any of the heavies, or end up being like a little punk ass bitch like Cal Thresher is in this episode. Even though what he's doing, he's very good at. It's like it could be Slimer, or you should have. But it's like he has no animosity towards him, or it rings hollow when he does. And that's one of the issues I have with the show, is because when you think about what's happened with some of these other characters and where they're at now, you go, oh, there's no way they would act that way, or you're surprised that they do. And early on, this season we got Tyson, for example, trying to like be his own man, dress up. He got the cyber truck. He's doing dipshit young man stuff, which is Tyson stuff, which is funny but stupid, but it's understandable. But then he almost thinks like he's getting serious. They didn't do anything with the stripper angle, and now the C plot here is them robbing some stoner frat boys for drugs so they could sell it at this obscenely expensive party, because they just need something to do, really, and that's how I think the writers do it. It doesn't seem like it's tied in anything we're doing here, and I don't like that. In the other episodes, it tied into the main thing.
Season 4 has already been announced. They're already filming it 3 days ago. So the show's honestly. I understand your points are valid. I just hope this show continues to go, and even if it gets a little worse, it's still miles better than anything else that's on TV right now that I've been watching. I don't have any issues with it as far as that goes. But I don't know. It's like it's weird to say like this is a bad and as a TV show and it's attached to Stallone, because I don't think I compared to Stallone it'd be Rocky. That's what he's known for it. Rocky, Rambo, and stuff. Mm-hmm. I would say the writing in some of this kind of feels like Creed. They don't know what they know where they want to go, but then they're afraid to do what they want to do. It's like, well, let's explore this. What if? Like, I don't care about the what ifs. Like, I just want you have the characters right. Here's the thing: you have too many characters. It's time to kill off some of the cast.
Half of. So he's got his girlfriend, right? Or lover. Let's be honest. What do we want to call the relationship? Is she a girlfriend or is she a lover? Or is she an acquaintance? Is she a business professional? Honestly, tell me, what is she?
Cal said, "You're the mob at the mall. That's what you are." He said, Cal did have a great speech there at the end where he basically was like telling them not to fuck around. But just as a viewer, you're watching it. It's like she's there just to be there. Hey, they'll sit in bed like they're a couple and all that. You could explore them like getting closer together. It's like whatever a person's relationship with somebody else, they put it on hold so they could go do this B or C or D level plot. Whatever happens should change them, especially the younger characters a little bit, or we should see some growth in those characters. And I feel like we have exactly the same characters that we do from season 1, episode 1, including Bodhi. Here's the thing about the voting thing too, this whole election campaign thing. She's been going around and greasing palms, people who are they really don't like Cal that much. So, but as Cal says, they see us as a couple. She's like, no, we're not couple. He's like, right. Everyone sees us as a couple, And
that's intelligent, right? And isn't that a great tease? They won't do anything with it.
Who knows? But I thought that she was gonna die, because I said for how easy. Because another thing too about this, I was like,
I killed off Dana Delany.
The security at this hotel thing, how the guy was able to just kind of slip in, put a suitcase.
Laughable. I didn't even want to.
There was no security for a possible governor candidate. But then again, here's the thing though. Maybe they don't. I don't know how that works with security stuff. It's because
points of entry, security at them. Period.
So my question is, does it only security get tightened up only if he gets death threats? As far as I know, he hasn't got any death threats. There's no mention of anybody giving him death threats.
There's a standard protocol, and then there's levels, and there's walkthroughs before people even show up.
I mean, he should at least have his own security. Not relying on the state giving him security stuff, but
that's a very legitimate point.
Yeah, and it didn't see there was a lack of that, so I just kind of like, okay, I guess whatever. This is TV. This is how it goes, Hollywood. We just ignore stuff. That's how criminals are able to slip into places without anybody knowing they're there, and like those catch me if you can stuff, all the bullshit, because no one's paying attention. I'm thinking like, yeah, not really. But that kind of drove me nuts a little bit. But the cast, as far as we know, Armand is dead. We never saw. We saw a body swinging there, but we never saw his face. So that could be an ace in the hole, for all we know. Is it really him? And if it is that could be working for Kevin Pollak? His ace in the hole. He's going to use Armand. I don't know what ends it would be, but he's now under the thumb of Dwight now, because Dwight has the recording, and unless this terrorist guy escapes, he can't really do anything about Dwight, because before he's like, because Dwight basically is a beck and call because he has information, but now they're even. He's like, you can't arrest me. You arrest me, you never get the information you want from this terrorist. You never will get it.
Yeah.
And Dwight knows that. So the FBI angle has been weak. That's been the Cal Thresher angle from the previous season. Weak, and it was not needed in this season. Dunmire was heavy enough, as was, and this Cole has just kind of like been. He had chances to do things right, and he finally waits until episode 8 to do something. At this point, every time I see him, he's like this, his head like 0-4, like he's a chick.
Yeah, he's a hurt little boy. He ain't a man.
No, I hate how he slouches his head down, which is his arms shoulders up. He looks like a turkey guy. What's good, guys? I can't stand him. He looks like the meathead.
But again,
and I don't know if that's how. I don't know if that's him changing his stance to make him look like that. But he looks like he's got his chin out and stuff. He's slouched like this, like a hunchback.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He goes to tell her,
yeah,
hey, what's going on? And she comes out. She's got her outfit on and all that. So they're standing outside. Then she goes in there to tell Tyson they go leave, and he took off. And it's like, what are you, Cole? Dude, be something. Whatever it is, I want to see it going in that direction. I don't want you to just be there. And it's like if we're playing blackjack, right? You get 18, I get 18. It's a push, right? We just go on to the next hand. It's like that's kind of like it lets all the air out of the bag. It's just so frustrating because, again, the show, you're right, it's very watchable, it's very digestible. I really had mentioned earlier in the first 2 seasons, I felt what was new about this season was not just the adult level stuff there, but the whole idea of what it meant to be a guy that's the character being 75, where he talked about in season 1, 2, and 3 about legacy. And that's why he was pissed off when the bourbon got taken hold of, because he wanted to have one big score for a legacy. And I said, man, it'd been great if he kind of was pushing that more, feeling because he's old. And that was the whole thing. The first season, he's old, he's a fish out of water, trying to find new things, new sexual relationship with the other FBI agent. Now he's got this other one here. So I liked that, but I have not seen that really progress or be a cornerstone of his motivation for 3 seasons. It's just there and convenient when it needs to be that way. That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about.
This season, compared to the previous season, there's a lot more stupid decisions by Stallone. And I guess it's supposed to be because it's a guy who finally has something to lose. Before he had nothing to lose, I guess. Hero didn't click to him, so he became more of an amateur, a coward in a sense.
Well, when you get older, because you've got less time to recover, and I'm thinking of this in terms of financial,
and that could be why
you become more conservative in your decision making. Absolutely, that's a good observation. I like that.
Because I was like, he's making a lot of dumb decisions he wasn't doing the first 2 seasons. He was more bullheaded stuff. And now that he has something, he built something financially, and he's able to lose a lot.
You can hurt him.
He can. So that explains why he's making some of the dumb decisions this season. Did you know that this season was originally supposed to be Frank Grillo's until Stallone reached out to him and says, "No, dude, I want you to come back for another season." They were just going to write him off, and because
I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah,
it'd be nice to see him.
Yeah,
also would be nice to see towards the end of this season 3 special guest episode.
Silent
Starr.
Ray.
Who?
Silent Ray.
Who's Silent Ray?
James Russo.
No, I mean, who's supposed to be the special brand new actor?
No, I was going to get to that at the end, you dork.
Oh, well, that was my whole point. That was pretty much, I'm going up.
So
check, he's not present yet.
Next episode, finally, Samuel Jackson is going to show up, episode 9, and I think this might be the final episode for this season. I'm not sure, but I thought I read that there's going to be at least about 10.
I thought it was 10. Yep,
10 episodes. But it feels like the way they're writing out Valk is it's like it's going to be really, these last 2 episodes are going to be really explosive stuff. I'm calling it. Dunmire's getting capped either by his boy or by Stallone in the last episode.
Here's what I'll call, since we had the big bomb explosive thing, which is just kind of lackluster to me.
Yeah, I was.
Didn't feel all that much. Whatever big thing we have in the next 2 episodes, and I'm gonna go with the old classic that they've proven to us they've done every season. Shootout. Okay, what characters you want to kill off? Okay, let's make sure they're standing in the right spot, so when we have the shootout, they just die.
So we talked about the cast being overgrown, overblown, or bloated.
Yep.
Who should we cut from Stallone's crew that make
Ask yourself this watching. If this person was never there again, would you miss them?
So I'm going to point out, I don't never need to see, well, and this is saying that they don't ever really shoved it on our throats, but that's been Fred. Fred is the guy who worked at the weed shop. He was the bouncer. We saw him for the episode at the casino. So I'm not really concerned about him as much, but it's saying that is a character we haven't seen really a lot. I think Bodie.
I think Bodie should stay. Because I think he got a lot. I think he could represent the new generation taking out the old, and he's smart enough, and I think he could do the most with both.
I said as far as rankings going, as far as characters I love, Goody. I mean Mitch, Goody. I'm really enjoying Grace. His sister is needed, at least for this season, get the bar thing, but after that, I don't need her later back for next season.
But if she died in the next episode,
if she died in the next episode,
doesn't matter.
I would say anything. Don't kill her off, but keep her. Don't have her in every episode, so we can focus more on the characters at a time. Tyson should be only in a few
Tyson
episodes.
Should be Bodie's muscle.
Yeah, and
should be banging the white girl.
You know what I'm thinking? You're gonna have a spinoff with Tyson, Grace, and Bodie. It's gonna be called Bodie King.
Or Booty King.
Booty King. It could be, yeah, with Tyson stuff. But I mean, Tyson needs to happen to him. He needs. I feel like there's no they're afraid to touch him. It's like I'm not saying he's a DEI problem situation, but it almost feels that way. Nothing bad can happen to Tyson. Really,
I think one of the decisions was, from my understanding, I don't know if he's a rapper or he's a social media guy, but to have him in there. Now, I think Tyson as an actor is fine. I think he owns the role. But the whole thing with his dad and stuff, that seemed like they were getting deeper and deeper and seeing his parents a bit more,
and just went nowhere.
Yeah,
exactly. That I mean, I love that actor that plays his dad. He's been a couple times over on ABC's The Rookie. As a TI, officer, or not TI, but not training officer, but he's higher up, internal affairs and stuff.
Okay.
But very good actor, solid actor. I like his acting. But I'm trying to think of I don't want to I wouldn't say for me, because I do have a sentiment attachment to these characters. I don't want to kill them off, but I do think they need to limit them on screen, so we can focus on certain seasons. Like this season, Bodie, we see him once or twice because he's out doing some other stuff along with Bill. Then they're forced along together, something like that, where they're forced to do something else while we're focusing heavy on these other characters. And then they could be a subplot if you wanted to do that. The subplot is that these characters are somewhere else. They're not in.
The subplot should have been those three, the Bodie King characters, where each season there's a phrase, then maybe there's a line, then maybe there's all three are in the same room together or whatever, and you can kind of almost sense, and they plant the seed enough where if you think about it, they go, they're gonna turn on him at some point, or they're gonna grow so much they think they can handle it all.
Yeah, I don't want it to be like a horrible CW arrow spin, where we can't trust Oliver, so we're gonna be the main heroes. Blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't want that. That'd be the worst thing case scenario, because then you'd have to kill him off. And Tyson is too much of a goody two shoes. They ever be crossover to the dark side.
Tyson needs to pull a Mark Henry. He's tell him he's got to retire because he's going to whitter like that. Stripper comes out, they yoke his ass. I got more left in the tank. For the greatest retirement speeches in the WWE of all time.
And then Stallone pulls Brock Lesnar and throws him across the ring.
But that's where it's going.
Yeah. I think at the end of the season, if there's a serious, if this was like the Wire or Justified, half these characters would already be dead. Tyson would have been shot, killed. He would have been bled out.
Okay, how many characters die by the end of the season? What's the over? I think the over under is 2. I'm gonna take the over
for this season.
Yep.
I'm trying to think. Okay. Who did die in this season?
No, I mean from now to the end.
From now to the end?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because there's going to be a big shootout, I think.
I want to say Tyson.
I want to say
Tyson. I don't think they'll kill Grace.
They're not going to kill Tyson. No way.
I know, but the smart thing would be to kill Tyson towards the end, final season. I think Margaret's gonna die. They're gonna kill off Delany's character. That's the one, because I said if they want to do like a thing about, hey, when you live by the gun, you die by the gun. If they want to do something serious like that. Right now it's a bit camp and lighthearted. I don't think they'll kill anybody off. But then again, I didn't the people who usually get killed off. What we saw was Chicky. I think he's gonna get bumped off would be Silent Ray. Silent Ray is gonna get too greedy, and we're gonna get another boom. But I do not see next season. We get a lot of tension between if Bill does not show up at the end of this season. Mm-hmm. If he does show up next season, it's gonna be a lot of heavy tension, and I don't know if he's gonna betray Stallone and go to Quiet Ray or whatever his name is. Quiet Ray. That's cool. Yeah, it's Quiet Ray. But because only person that knows where he's at is Stallone, that the FBI has him.
Well, I'll just say this: they could have used him a lot more, and they didn't. So there's just I get it.
So I don't know.
Looking forward to seeing what Samuel Jackson brings to this season as far as how it switches the dynamic. Because I'm looking for something now in these last 2 episodes.
Yeah. So I think the original plot was the plan was that he was only supposed to be in for so many episodes,
mm-hmm.
and then we were going to see him for the rest of the season. I think that was the original plan, and then so Stallone talked him in, and said, "Hey, no, we're keeping you on. You're a fan of favorites. We're keeping you on for next season." But I would hate to see Grace get killed. Honestly, she's actually been viable to the team.
She's
the only person I see getting killed off, if they did it, and that would be a really I don't know how to think of that, would be Bodie. Bodie getting killed because he's somewhat useful, but
no chance.
Well, it's the thing.
Bodie away, his operation.
You are right. There's no chance because this isn't that show. This isn't Sons of Anarchy. This isn't Justified. This isn't The Wire. People don't die in this, unless you're the very big ultimate bad guy. They're the only ones that die on this show. Because this is a superhero show. Literally is. It feels like a CW superhero show.
Justice League of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah. I'm just saying, this is the same crap we had with the Josh Whedon shows, back in the 90s. Everyone's all a team and stuff, and you saw this with the CW really, really enforce this Team Flash bullshit. So this has early been established on that this is the show where only the baddest die. Chicky did a horrible thing to his father and wouldn't let things go. And so
that was so good. God, that was so good.
I know, right? The first season is a entirely different show from what we have now.
You choke out your old man and taking a bath. And then shave your head, and you're the man. Fuck yeah, that was good stuff.
Yeah, and his exit in the second season, was like whoa, because I didn't expect that. But the problem is that you've done that already, so you can't really do that again. And if you do it with Quiet Ray, it's not going to feel the same.
It's not. It's not.
The only thing I could see is if Quiet Ray teams up with Dunmire. And that leads into the next season.
And I hadn't thought of that.
I don't know if they'll do that, but like I said, I gotta remember to look at this. Right? This is a show. This isn't a serious FX show. It's not even an FX show. It's a Paramount show, so it's very, very camp. And so I don't know how long they'll keep doing this. Because I said, right now there's really no consequences. Stallone, something bad happens, sets them back a little bit, and then they win at the end. That's the formula.
Well, they'll probably go a 5th season and probably end it there because then you have to start paying a lot more residuals and stuff like that. Most places won't do that.
You know what this feels like?
Really great.
It feels like freaking Happy Days as a mafia story. Because nothing bad ever happens. Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Season 3, episode 8. Nothing is over because, Stone.
It ain't over till it's over. That's Rambo, right. Man. First Blood.
Yeah, it's over. Our review of that here on the Extreme Movie Show because that's one of our classics from 1980-81. Check those lists out there too, and we'll be back Tuesday night live for season 3, episode 9, which is normally our Tulsa King Tuesday nights, and then we'll finishing up episode 10 after that, and then getting in the land. Man.
Also, the appearance of it'd be the series premiere of Nola King is going to be on this Sunday on Paramount, the new episode, and then we'll talk about that on Tuesday. Sunday, we're going to go back to what we've been doing. We're going to go to some more noir stuff. So we're Touch of Evil at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, check that out. Orson Welles, Charlie,
and Eric Green will be back since he's a fan favorite.
Good night now.
I was going to say, who better to have on talking about a noir movie than having Eric Breen on? He was a boy in some of those movies, huh?
He'll bring some interesting insights, I'm sure.
All right, guys, you know the drill. Click like, subscribe if you haven't done so. Hit the notification bell so you get all notifications, and leave a comment down below. It helps with the algorithm and lets the YouTube know that, hey, people are interested in this channel, and it'll help push us out more and share us out the video. You can also share us on all the social medias, and we'll see you guys on Sunday. Good night, guys. Or good afternoon, guys.